Hi, I'm Mark from the Endurance Store. In this video, just showing you a couple of shoes which are on the market at the moment by On Running. The first one is this, the Cloudsurfer, which comes in really nice colours. This is a gents, there are also ladies available. Matches my t-shirt quite well. First thing you know about the Cloudsurfer are these big lugs on the bottom. So they are the clouds that give the cushioning, and these are quite hard rubber lugs which give. And then obviously you've got the foam midsole here as well. The shoe itself, it's quite responsive when you're running it, so it's not a very soft feel. The lugs give on impact, but this foam part here is quite firm, so it feels quite springy, like a little springboard effect. So it's quite, it's very responsive. It's an 8mm drop, this shoe, so it's relatively forefoot. Most mileage shoes tend to be around 12 to 15mm from most manufacturers, the drop. And this, which is the On Running's version of the mileage shoe, this has got an 8mm drop, so it does promote forefoot running. And it weighs in at 285 grams, so average weights really for mileage shoes, 250 is the very lightest, up to 320, 330. So it's sitting somewhere in the middle, so it's relatively light. It's a neutral shoe, they don't do a support shoe, so really if you're an overpronator, then it's not a shoe for you. And what we've noticed is if you do overpronate, the lugs on the bottom actually exaggerate it, so it's a shoe that you probably want to avoid. But for neutral runners, a really interesting feel, very firm, very responsive, but at the same time well cushioned, and something that you should try out for your higher mileage. They also do what they call the cloud shoe, and I've got two colours here, as you can see. I've got the pink and the black. And the cloud shoe is their racing shoe, so they've got the lugs in the bottom here as well. This is a 4mm drop shoe, so even more forefoot, so it's getting a little bit racing. So a 4mm drop, you can see it's got quite a low stack height, it's quite thin, the sole along here, but even though it's quite a thin sole, the lugs do compress quite a lot and give you quite a cushioned feel, and a lot of racing shoes can feel quite flat, but it does give you a nice cushioned feel. The weight of this comes in at just under 200 grams, so it's great for kind of 5k, 10k racing. If you're very biomechanically efficient, I guess you could go out to half marathon distance in it. And great for triathlon as well. It's got the elastic lacing system in here, just so you can slip it on as quick as possible. And you could replace that, of course, with normal laces. But overall, if you're looking for a really racy shoe with a very forefoot style, so the 4mm drop, but still has that little bit of cushioning just to reduce the impact, then the cloud shoe is one that's really worth looking at when you start racing for 2015.